There's no way I'm planting 200 bulbs like this. Hi everyone, welcome back to the garden. Today we're starting the spring bulb planting. It's time to plant now in the fall so that we can have a beautiful spring bulb flower show. So I picked up a couple of things specifically to create a beautiful bulb meadow. In the area just next to me under the oak tree, it's our little piece of woodland garden. It's not really a woodland, we have that single oak tree in the area, but I still want to create a different feel there. So during the year I'm keeping the grass longer. I've already added some snowdrops, so I'm hoping they made it. And right now I want to add some more bulbs so we can get color from January with the snowdrops all the way to possibly May with some of those daffodils. So I did pick up a couple of things for the area. 200 bulbs of narcissus. These are a mix. I'm not sure exactly which varieties, but it looks really pretty. Then I want to add some scilla, a beautiful woodland bulb that is going to love part shade and being under a canopy. So I think this is going to be perfect in the area because the oak tree is going to drop its leaves, so we're going to have a lot of sun in the early part of winter and spring. These are going to flower from March through to April and is going to give us this lovely white and blue cool color that is perfect for the beginning of the season. So I got, how many? I think about 100 bulbs total, so we're going to scatter it in the area. I'm also going to add a little bit of Muscari. I think I also replanted some last year when the bulbs faded. I hope again that they made it, but if not, I'm adding about 50 Muscari bulbs. These are really good for naturalizing. They'll definitely multiply and grow into a beautiful carpet. At least that's what I'm hoping that they're going to do. And these are going to flower in April and May. So we should have this beautiful blue and yellow or blue and white combo throughout this season. And I'll possibly get some crocus if I can get my hands on some more bulbs. Okay. I'm all geared up with my apron. I also grabbed a couple of planting tools. So your good old shovel to dig a hole and just, lay a couple of bulbs in a grouping. That's going to look very natural. And also just a dibber that is going to be really good for those smaller bulbs where the diameter of the bulb is going to be smaller than the diameter of the tool. This is going to be much easier for me to just poke a little hole and then drop the bulb in. So anything that's really small like this, I would definitely recommend this little dibber. It comes in handy. And because we left the grass long over summer, I already had to cut it back and get it very short. And that's definitely something I would advise as the first step if you want to plant your bulbs in grass. Just get that grass cut very short, almost to the point that you can see bare soil, because of course it's going to regrow come spring and you don't want it to drown your bulbs or become all sloppy and dead. You want fresh new grass with your beautiful bulbs so that you get that beautiful meadow look. So I've already done that and raked it over. Well, I didn't weed it, so you might notice as we're planting a lot of weeds. Definitely something else that you should be doing in October in your gardens with all the maintenance. Sorry, I'm very distracted. Can you see this? Hey, look at those beautiful bulbs. A test that you can carry out if your bulb has signs of mold and you're not sure whether you should plant it or not is just to give it the squish test. These bulbs are really firm. Well, I mean, they have no rot, but if everything is really firm, you're definitely going to get a flower. If the bulb is all squishy, then discard it because it's not going to bloom for you. So all we're going to do now is grab these and just kind of pepper them in the area and plant them when they fall. I'm just gonna throw all the bulbs. I'm going to start with my daffodil bulbs, my biggest bulbs, because they're gonna go deeper. And I might overlay some of these with a little cluster of my smaller bulbs, but I just wanna get these bigger bulbs done. Simba! There's no way I'm planting 200 bulbs like this. Maybe wait until the ground is a little bit wetter and easier to dig, because I have clay soil in the garden and right now it is very hard to dig. And I'm thinking I need to go buy myself a bulb hogger, to like a drill bit that you can put on the drill, and it's called a bulb hogger, and it helps you drill holes that are the right size for the bulbs. And I've been thinking about it for a few years and I never really had the need, because planting in containers is pretty easy. Planting in the ground in flower beds is pretty easy because the ground, is already soft and moist and planted. But the grass is a whole other story, and these are starting to be pretty chunky and pretty sizable, and getting to 10 or 15 centimeter deep is a lot on this soil. So I need to get myself some more equipment. Okay, we made it to the hardware store and I need something to dig the holes because my shovels are just not cutting it. Actually, I have this very one, this Magnuson one, I can't operate it. It's just not doing anything. So here's the idea, because I can't find some hoggers. Maybe we can use this pickaxe. It's super heavy. I was thinking, no, there's no way. The handle is really small.
You wield it.
No, I'm gonna break my
Mais non, mais tu fais pas ça.
What do you mean?
You just lift it above your head and then pickaxe, right?
No, I need to dig 200 balls. No, this is just not doing it either. What am I doing? I can't reach actually.
Okay, go.
Let's go together. Oh my God. Is this for kids? I know I got it. Yeah, this is what I need. It's much smaller and it's going to give the same effect. It's going to be a bit longer.
No. Yeah, and it's gonna break at the third thing. No, you're crazy.
Is it not better?
As soon as you put some leverage on it, it's gonna break.
What do you mean leverage? Is to help me like pre-dig, no?
Heavy duty.
This is a digger. It's a digger, like I can be, I can be like this, and then I get myself a hammer, and just, hammer it in. We're back from the hardware store. We opted in the end for a Magnuson pickaxe, thinking maybe the handle that's not wood might be a bit more comfortable in the long run. So we'll see what this does, but this is really heavy. So I have a helper with me to dig the holes. I pulled back all the bulbs. I ended up removing them whole because I know I'm not going to finish by the end of the day now. We're losing light. So I removed all the bulbs, and I think the new technique is going to be dig a bunch of holes and then try to fit all the bulbs in them. Oh my God, I've never done this. I feel like do not do this at home. I repeat, do not do this at home. I'm gonna try. Oh my God, it went in.
You're gonna break your back.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's the gulag. It's the gulag. Oh my God, like 300 days later.
Did you try with the other bit as well?
Yeah. Okay, found it. Oh, this one is nice and deep. So I'm putting a bit of compost at the bottom. Then what would normally be my bulb starter fertilizer, but here is just some normal fertilizer because this hole is a bit bigger. Just gonna pop 2 bulbs in there. Can sprinkle back some compost and then try to put back the turf. It's another day. Yesterday we started on the edges and we still need to add some bulbs in the middle. What I'm doing now is trying to dig bigger holes where I can put more than 1 or 2 bulbs, so maybe bigger clumps like 5, 6 or 7, so that we really get this mass effect and it's going to feel like the daffodils have been planted there for longer. And this is really what I see on the inspiration pictures that I'm getting from meadow style or woodland desk plantings, so we're going to try to replicate that. decent clump. Then I typically retop up again with compost just so that everything is nice and moist. And then I'm also incorporating some native earth. But if I find, you know, any big pieces like this is clay soil, I'm just trying to get that to a really fine tilth. I'm typically stomping on everything then just so that there's nice contact between the soil and the bulbs. And then I pop a little bit of compost. This is purely to mark the spot, but also I know that I'm going to resow some grass seeds, so it's going to be good to have them into compost. Same principle for small bulbs, but this time I'm just using my dibber and creating a small hole. Hey guys! And it's really handy because it already has a graduation, so you can see exactly how deep you need to dig, and then just taking my little bulb, popping it like this, and either I'm going to pop a bit of compost on top, and as soon as you're going to water, soil is going to close back around it, a bit like leeks. If you don't have rain on the forecast, it's a good idea to give your bulbs a good water in containers, in the ground, in your borders, to help the soil settle around them, but also just to give them the moisture they need to start growing. And that's something to be careful about throughout the entire season. The bulbs need to be kept in a moist soil, but not wet. So keep it free draining, but we need moisture in order for the roots and then the blooms to develop properly. So if you have dry spells, you have to water. Now that I've watered everything, I want to patch up the lawn. So I still have two different kinds of lawn seeds. One that's for shady areas because this is under a tree that I'm going to mix with, or sun-rated grass because this is still going to get some afternoon sun. So I'm thinking a mix might work. And I'm doing this because simply by planting the bulbs, of course, there's now dirt everywhere and this looks a little bit like a garden that has been attacked by voles. So I'm hoping by reseeding the lawn, it's going to look a bit better come spring. If you're doing this bulb meadow in an area that's going to get full sun, even when, you know, the trees have their full canopy, then you could also add some wildflower seeds, for example, so that you'd have the beautiful interest from the bulbs, and then later on in the summer, you'd also have some color. Here, because it's going to be part shade, I'm just going to go with the simple grass and we'll see what happens then. So I'm going to spread the seed and then top up with a very thin layer of compost to protect the seeds from birds, but also help keep them moist. And then I'm going to stomp on everything so that they're nice and in contact with the soil and keep the area pretty moist, and the grass should start growing. This is actually the kind of repair you could also do in your regular lawn if you add some bare patches. I'm just covering up the soil so that the seeds are a little bit hidden from birds. Then we'll stomp over everything and give it a good water. Wait until you plant tulips. Wait until the soil temperature cools down. So typically it's recommended to wait until after the first frost, because tulips can succumb to tulip fire, which is a fungi that will cause them not to bloom and just will damage the leaves and is soil borne. So if you want to avoid that, you need to wait until cooler temperatures to plant your tulips. All the other bulbs, crocus, muscari, hyacinths, narcissus, fritillaries, alliums, you're good to go now. And this is why I'm planting narcissus and the scilla, because it's safe to do so right now. Thanks for watching today's video. Don't forget to tune in and subscribe so that you don't miss out the reveal come spring. So I'm hoping today with the 200 narcissi plus everything else that it's going to give us that beautiful show. Otherwise, I'm counting on the bulbs to naturalize and give me an even better show next year. So we'll see. Well, I'll see you next week. Bye. You can see the bulb on the left here is really firm to the touch. It's not caving in any way, so this is gonna flower. This guy, you can see already started decaying. It's really soft. This is not gonna grow.